to my session, build GraphQL APIs with Azure Functions. So, like, how many of you are familiar with GraphQL? Okay, I'll just give you a story. In 2012, Facebook wanted to create iOS app, but their main challenge was they were using web apps as a not native, as a platform to access mobile device. In iOS, they wanted to build native mobile app. So 3 engineers came in Facebook with the idea to give more performance, or they come up with the idea to build something on top of APIs, REST API, which help them to display the Facebook timeline in mobile devices. So, myself Anuraj, I work as a CTO in Soxo Solutions Private Limited. You can follow me on Twitter at Anuraj. So, I'll be talking about this. What is GraphQL? Working with GraphQL in .NET. Then creating Azure Functions with GraphQL support. And I will be talking about how we can work with data in GraphQL. So, GraphQL, what is GraphQL? So, basically GraphQL is a query language for your existing data. It can be, it's like Rust, but it is less there is a slide exclusively for what's the difference between GraphQL and Rust. So, it was developed internally by Facebook in 2012, and it publicly released in 2015 as an open source. Now, you can find more details in graphql.org. So, why we need GraphQL? So, let me tell you a story. So, we are building in my company, we are building a tool called Oxley. It is a URL shortener. So, we got a requirement like, okay, we need to build a bio page. You are familiar, there is a lot of tools like that, Linktree or something like GitHub profile. So, basically we want to show, okay, that user's profile picture, some bio, then some details, and whatever links he published as public. So, in traditional Rust world, there will be like when we started Rust, we used to call these many calls to get a public profile of a user, like something like GitHub profile. I had to call whether that user exists, and basic profile information I will be getting from that, and there is some settings. For example, I choose a font color, theme, all those things, and I got a set of social settings like LinkedIn, Twitter, all those things, and a set of short links. And finally, we are supporting something like followers, like Twitter. So, this is my data in profile. I will be returning these many fields and settings, theme, layout, button shapes, font, etc. Social links, again provider, icon, URL, short links. There will be like some paging info, it can be n, and there will be an array of links. And it starts basically following, it is again returning a profile, array of profile like this. So, this is the RESTful way of implementation. In this approach, if you look into that, I am calling at least 4 or 5 calls to get all those information. Same thing, if we use GraphQL, we will be using only one endpoint /API/GraphQL. It can be anything, but normal standard is /GraphQL. So here I am saying, okay, profile. I am just giving a parameter called slug as Anuraj, and I can just say whatever I want, something like name, profile, pic, settings, etc. I just need to give that as a query. It will return everything, whatever I want. So what I mean by that, when we are calling multiple API call to get a data, that is called overfishing. So GraphQL helps you to avoid that overfishing. And if you look into any REST API, say you are looking for person and you want to display only first name and last name. When you call person, whatever in your database or in your query, it will return everything. It will not return, okay, I need to display only first name and last name, but it will return every details. But in GraphQL, we can say, okay, that's called underfetching. So in GraphQL, we can specify, okay, I need only these two fields. It will return that one. So it obviously saves time and bandwidth. Schema stitching, it's a little complex. For example, if I want to get data from multiple data sources, REST APIs, I can do schema stitching. And okay, another thing is that say in the APIs, if you look into REST API, if you are introducing a new feature, we will be introducing a new version, right? That's a practice. But in GraphQL, if you look into the /GraphQL, there is no version information. So everything we can introduce as part of the GraphQL. So client can consume, okay, I don't need that field, I can skip it. That's the way versioning is not required. Like no HTTP methods, get, post, put, delete. GraphQL supports 3 operations. One, query, which is a read-only fetch. Then mutation, it is a write followed by a fetch. And subscription. Subscription is something like, for example, if I want to notify, say if I am writing something into database, I want to notify. It is based on webhooks. But I can't do a demo with Azure Functions because Azure Functions are stateless. We need a stateful thing. Okay. So, yeah, to use GraphQL in .NET, there are multiple libraries available. I am using one called Hot Chocolate. So, when you create a function, you can just create a function and you just need to add hotchocolate.azurefunctions to get package to enable GraphQL support. So, here is my project. I already created one. So, I am adding a new project. You can create .NET CLI or Azure Functions CLI. You can create everything. I just use Visual Studio. Next, I'm adding I'm just for the time, save time. I'm just copying. I need so I added one more NuGet package, Azure Functions extension, which is basically help you to add a startup class to your project. So I'm skipping that. So here is one Azure function I created. So this is a normal HTTP function. Only difference is there is you're able to see properly. This is an extra thing. Other two, like other HTTP request is a normal one. This iGraphQL request execution is the dependency which is getting injected. And in this, I am calling execute async. And there is a startup file. In that startup file, I am just saying, if you say query, so this is the place I am injecting the GraphQL executor and I am adding a query type query. And this query, I am calling all those things. So if I run this, I will come to that later. I am also running a HTTP client, HTTP function. So this is the GraphQL function I am running. And if I browse this, hopefully I will get. It will load a client interface. So this client interface help you to get details. For example, if you look into schema reference, it will give you all the information. It will give you all the information related to that query. whatever query we are executing. So this GraphQL returns 3 results: clicks, links, and profile. And in operations, I can say query. Here it say if I want only first name, I need to pass the ID. So I got only first name. If you look into the entity object, it contains a whole data like first name, last name, email, all those things. And in the query, I'm just passing, okay, this is profile. I just want to return profile, and this is the ID. I am using entity framework for this. So if I want to use entity framework, I need this NuGet package as well. If I am using normal GraphQL function, hot chocolate, I don't require this. But if you want to talk to SQL Server, I need to use that, because if we enable logging, probably I will be able to see. This is the way we use enable. No, logging is not running. No. Okay. Moving on. Okay. You don't require manually installing all those things. There is a template available. You just need to install hot chocolate templates. Then from CLI as well as Visual Studio, you will be able to create hot chocolate functions. So you add new project. .NET and new list. You will be able to see hot chocolate GraphQL function. And here also we can create hot chocolate GraphQL functions. This is the command line, .NET new GraphQL. So I'm not again getting into that. To use entity framework, you need hot chocolate entity framework package. So if you are not using that package, these functionality you will get, like projections, filtering, sorting, all those functionalities you can get, which will help us to again put in the query. You need to put this. So paging and all, it comes by default. You don't need to write any code to do that. Sorting, filtering, page, all those things come inbuilt. Yeah. I'm done with my session. Thank you.